If you previously defined the connectors in the DentalDB, this step will appear automatically. In case you forgot, I'll show you how to do that in expert mode. By clicking with the right mouse button on the connector itself, you see an option called Delete Connector. Then, if you try to merge and finish the design, only the anchor crowns will be merged. Now, right-click again on the tooth you want to connect and look for the option Connect the mesial-distal neighbor to add the connector. Just remember that if you design the crowns as single crowns and at the end of the project you connect them, you have to go back to the step Insertion Axis using the Expert mode and define a unique insertion direction for bridges before merging and finishing. Going back to the details on the connector step, you can either define the minimum size of the connectors by its cross-sectional area or by its height and width. Ideally, the height has to be at least 3 millimeters. Anything less than that will have a great chance of rupture over time. That also depends on the type of material and the span of the bridge itself. Always check the material indications with the manufacturer. You can also define the overall shape of the connector. There's no evidence that one is better than the other. You also have this last option here, which connects the units by its contact points, without using any extra connectors. But it's not recommended since the occlusal force imposed on bridges is very high. But if you do need to use this for some reason, try disabling the Ignore Minimum Section checkbox to make the software calculate larger connection area. For interior teeth, I like using this shape as a base and then I freeform it afterwards. For posteriors, I use the square or the triangular ones. When you make any changes, you have to click Apply to see them. Then you can click and drag the connector and it will adapt automatically to the position at which you dropped it. Dragging the connector will change its position on both sides. To change the docking place of one side only, hold Ctrl. You hold Shift while click and drag. You move the middle line area of the connector instead. The software will enforce a minimum cross-sectional area that you predefined wherever you drag and drop to reposition the connector. If it turns red, it means that this might have failed due to space restrictions. To solve this, you need to do a correction manually by changing the positioning again or changing the shape or area of the connector. On the GUI version, you already have the option to advanced placement, where you can define the placement with exact coordinates. What I usually do is select the shape and leave the cross-section area as default. Then go to Free tab and freeform it to what I desire. Make the Pontic transparent to first adjust the connecting area on the distal anchor crowns with the light blue points. If you need to add more points, hold Ctrl and click on the line. To delete, click and hold with the left mouse button, then right-click. Change sides and make the anchor crown transparent instead. Then adjust the connecting area on the Pontic with the dark blue points. After that, move the green points using the light blue arrow on it to move in or out. If you click directly on the green point, you can move it freely, but then you can lose the point coordination and make it intersect, which is not what we're looking for. Leave the pointer on top of the connector to check the dimensions. Then go to the next one. Remember that we'll still be able to freeform it after it's merged. By the end of your connector's design, it will ideally be smooth and have the color blur all over it, indicating the thickness is very thick, as shown in the graphic on the left. Red or magenta are to be avoided. Now go back to Wizard and finish your restoration. And I'll show you how to freeform the finished design as a whole. Here you can smooth the connectors and remove any uneven surface. Just be careful not to remove too much and lose the strength of the bridge. After you're done, click Next to save and replace the previous design. In the project folder, you can see the merged bridge design file. Thank you for watching.